Hey everybody, Life's Journey at 50 here, so hope everybody's doing well out there. And you're probably hopefully you're in the middle of watching my Spain saga or towards the tail end of it. And, just kind of getting wrapped up in that adventure that we had, which was a great time. And the point of this video is around the Honda CRF 300. And is it the right bike for you? And my thoughts on that bike. But first, if you guys can hit that like, subscribe, notification button, being fantastic, and greatly appreciate it. So let's get into this thing. So had a chance to ride that Honda CRF 300 for 6 days. And from my perspective, a couple of things. I mean, the positives on the bike are, it's a Honda, right? I mean, those damn things are bulletproof. The engines are. I mean, it's been, renowned. I mean, if there's a problem with an engine, it's very few and far between. Again, very durable, very reliable. It is a well-made machine. I can't say anything more about it. Now, for me, the flip side. Now, again, I'm a big guy, right? So, and you've probably seen a ton of stuff, Dork in the Road. Ben does his thing on Honda CRF 300. Ian's done quite a bit of stuff on the Honda CRF as well. And Ben's a big guy too, from Dork. And what I would say is that a stock 300 CRF is brutal, in my opinion. And this is coming from, a big guy like myself. Underpowered, again, for my big bone. It is, suspension-wise, just absolutely brutal. I think my back is still hurting from riding that bike for those 6 days when we were in Spain. And I wasn't the only one. I mean, there were obviously the guys that were with me, smaller guys than myself. But even one of the individuals that are in the videos, he has one, and he has obviously stripped it down and did a complete overhaul of the suspension, which you absolutely need to do. Also get a larger gas tank size. I mean, all the mods, right? Again, there's the affordability. It's the durability of the bike, which is great. But still, when you start talking affordability, like especially against my Beta 430. I would tell you that I have better suspension in my 430 and it's got a lot more power than that 300. Yes, 300, 430, I get it. But I would have preferred to have my Beta on that Spain trip than that Honda. It's a lot heavier. Again, it's just underpowered and suspension for a big guy like me. Now, for kind of what we did and kind of what you use that bike for I say goat herder, goat paths and stuff like that, it does do the job, right? I mean, we did have to change the sprocket down to, I think, a 13 because we were doing some hill climbs and things like that. But that bike, in general, will get you around. Like I said, it's a basic functioning bike. That's what you're going to get. And if you're going to want to do anything to it, you're probably going to have to sink another, I don't know, $2,000-$3,000 into the bike, which again, now you start pushing yourself up to, I think those bikes are around $6,000-$7,000. So you're going to push yourself up to $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 on a Honda CRF. And I know there's rally versions and all the different things, but at the end of the day, very undersprung, very, just not a strong motor as far as power delivery and stuff like that. So now, I did have an opportunity recently to ride another friend of mine has a 300, and he did suspension work. And I will say that after I rode that, I was a little bit more impressed with the bike because even though it still had what I feel is underwhelming, underpowered, the suspension work that he did do on the bike, you definitely can notice it. Like, when I'm sitting on it, riding it, it was definitely noticeable versus the stock suspension in it. So, again, this is just my take on the Honda CRF 300. If you're a big guy, I'm going to say if anybody's over 225, 250 pounds, you're in for a world of hurt. That baby's going to bottom out. It's rough to ride, unless, again, like I said, unless you get the suspension upgrade. So, again, it was good for your basic task. And if you're not looking to do much more than throw a couple of bags on it, maybe, take a BDR and do it really super, just like kind of just going through it and stuff like that, and not being too aggressive on that bike, it might be the perfect bike for you. Now, I will say the other thing, longer hauls. I mean, we rode that first day. I think it was, 200 miles, 175, 200 miles on that bike. It was miserable. Absolutely miserable on that bike. And you really couldn't get up above 55, maybe 60 miles an hour. You definitely are not riding that across the, well, you could ride it across the country if you wanted to, stay on back highways and stuff like that. And you could do that. Is that necessarily that fun or that exciting to me? No, but I mean, if you didn't have the money and the resources, obviously, in that arena, I kind of get it. But boy, I would not want to ride that bike more than hour and a half on the highway. And I don't even know if I could do it on the highway, because you can't go fast enough on the highway unless fear of getting run over. At least over in Europe, they make the lanes in there a little bit wider so the cars can't go around you and pass you and stuff like that. Here in the States, I would be afraid that someone on the States in the highway would just run you over. So, again, just my thoughts on the Honda 300. Like I said, for cost right out the box, if you're just getting into this thing, yeah, I could see that. Definitely got to be, I think below 225 pounds or so, somewhere in that neighborhood, without the suspension completely just wrecking your body. If you're over that, especially 250 plus, it is not going to be a fun bike without you investing some money into it for suspension wise. And then, but yeah, again, my thoughts, I thought I would say that, especially going through all of my Spain information, and then had the chance to ride just a little bit taste of my friend's 300 with the suspension on it. And I will say that was made a little bit nicer, but I still would have a problem buying that bike if I was somebody, but that's me. So anyways, hope this was helpful, just my perspective. And let me know your thoughts down below, because I know some of you might have a 300 or thinking about a 300. Maybe it's the right bike for you, but it's definitely not for me. But so, all right. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.